Dallas Keuchel was recently designated for assignment by the Chicago White Sox. On this video, we're going to look at 5 teams who could potentially pick up the left-handed starter. Let's get into it. What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and as I said in the open, we'll be discussing 5 different teams who could potentially pick up Dallas Keuchel and add him to their starting rotation. So we begin with number 5. Now, the 15th on my list is that of the Oakland Athletics. Now, yes, it may seem like a strange move for the Oakland A's to pick up Dallas Keuchel because they are a team that is really not competing in 2022. But it is for that reason that if they can get him into that very expansive ballpark out in Oakland, and he starts to have some sort of resurgence, getting back to more normalized numbers than the ERA that he has currently that is almost near 7, this is an opportunity for the Oakland A's to pick up some value at the trading deadline. If they can refine what Dallas Keuchel, what made him so special was that sinker ball pitcher keeping the ball down. If they can get that back, especially in that expansive ballpark, this is a player who could be flipped for more assets at the deadline. As we look at the number 4 team on my list, it is that of the Texas Rangers. I think when you look at the Rangers, there's an opportunity here that they can bring Dallas Keuchel in, get him back to a somewhat familiar place in Texas, and get him going back to being the all-star caliber form, or at least being a solid back end of the rotation kind of starter. For Texas right now, they are struggling, and this is an opportunity to maybe be able to bring some magic back from the bearded one down in Texas. Now, as we look at the 3rd team on my list, it is that of the Atlanta Braves. Now, Dallas Keuchel would have some success when he was in Atlanta. And when you look at what the Braves are going to be looking to do, they're trying to get back towards the top of that National League East division, which may make this move somewhat questionable. But I think that there's a difference to the way that the Atlanta Braves go about pitching. And I think bringing Dallas Keuchel in, may be able to find and unlock something that is inside of him that allows him to plug back into the back end of that Braves rotation and be able to eat up innings if nothing else, but also be able to try to get back to being that starter who can absolutely help them going towards a stretch run. There's always a need for more starting pitching in this game, and a guy like Dallas Keuchel with the pedigree that he has could find something special in Atlanta. As we look at the 2nd team on my list, it is that of the San Francisco Giants. The Giants have a very big ballpark, very similar to that of the Oakland A's. And for that reason, Dallas Keuchel could find himself pitching in a much better situation. Add in the fact that the Giants themselves are very successful at turning out pitchers, and Dallas Keuchel could head to San Francisco, find his way towards the back end of that rotation, maybe start in a long reliever role, but being able to re-hone his craft, refine his delivery. The San Francisco Giants are very big into the analytical movement, and they could find something and see something in his delivery, in his mechanics that could be tweaked and get him back to being a top flight back into the rotation kind of starter. Now, as we look at the number 1 team that I think could and likely should pick up Dallas Keuchel, it is that of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, yes, Philadelphia is in the middle of a very tough division with the Mets and the Braves right there with them battling for the top spot. I also think that for Philadelphia, bringing in a guy like Dallas Keuchel, yes, it is a smaller ballpark instead of Citizens Bank Park, but Dallas Keuchel is predominantly a sinker ball type pitcher. Being able to get him back to that all-star caliber form, that Cy Young-esque type form, could easily find this player being a very big valuable asset to the Philadelphia Phillies. I think when you look at what Philadelphia needs right now, obviously pitching is at a paramount, mostly in the bullpen, but if they can get another reliable starter, if they can get him back to being that, they can absolutely lessen the impact and the necessity of their bullpen. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings on this down in the comment section below. Where is the most likely landing spot for Dallas Keuchel now that he's been designated for assignment by the Chicago White Sox? Let me know these things down in the comments, or find me over on Twitter at JLaracuente19 to keep the conversation rolling. As always, keep it locked into the entire JLMG family. We Sibs, the Grinding Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. For sticking around all the way to this point in the video, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com, our merchandise shop. Use the promo code BANTER to save 5% off your order. Keep it locked in all season as we continue to bring you the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.